Elastic Path provides strong multi-site support for a variety of B2B, B2B2C, or multi-brand instances, all served out of a single Elastic Path managed store and represented across multiple storefronts. So in our example today, we're going to be working within a suitcase brand. It will be Samsonite global brands here, represented by this example site here. All products across the Samsonite brands are presented here within all products. They're organized into different hierarchies here. So I have a collection of Tumi items along with other Samsonite items that I'm going to group together and then couple with independent price books. So these are branded price books. I could have geographic price books. I could have targeted segment price books like a VIP segment. I bring them together in my catalogs. So here, if I take a look at the Samsonite default catalog, it just simply says, get these hierarchies from here, grab and associate that with the list price book, and I'm set. I do the same thing for Tumi. For the Samsonite VIP, I make it a little bit different here, and I had Tumi was a little bit different in terms of their hierarchy. But here I said for VIPs, let's also add in a special offers group. Using this, I can then map a particular customer's experience using rules. So for our default catalog rule, we'll say that when we see a site that passes the tag Samsonite, and that's what we did when we set up this storefront using our composable front end, we just initiated a tag into the header so that every request comes in, it says we're coming from the Samsonite site. We did the same thing for Tumi. It passed a tag that says Tumi. And then we can serve up the appropriate catalog from these different experiences. These catalogs are also coupled with the right price book that's defined in the rules. And then the promotions are also mapped. So I can have catalog specific promotions. So in this example of 30% off Tumi, I could say just for the Tumi catalog, this promotion applies. And I do the same thing for VIPs. I say just for the VIP catalog, will they get this 40% off, and they'll only get off a specific category. What I then end up seeing on the storefront is a single user, MQ at Olsen 4, same thing on the Tumi site, MQ at Olsen 4, can shop a branded experience with its own appropriate hierarchies and navigation, its own specific prices. Samsonite has maybe a slightly different experience here, so I can see a sub collection of Tumi items that I can shop from. And if I wanted to see the VIP experience, we'll move over to a different browser where I have a VIP customer logged in. So here we can see this is one of our customers that's in the VIP, and you can see they get the additional special offers category that was not included with the other catalog rules. All this combines to make launching multiple sites efficient, scalable, and easy to do with just simple configuration as we launch additional branded sites with Elastic Path. In this step, we will take a look at how Elastic Path Commerce Cloud helps our customers deploy across a multi-site model. The first use case we will examine is a B2B2C example in which a customer of Elastic Path, the first B, will deploy multiple businesses or support launching multiple businesses and addressing each of their individual customers. In this model, the customer is separate across each of those middle Bs. There will be no sharing of those. Though we may want that first B, that master business, to be able to share a set of resources with each of those independent stores. We do that through the organization model. So let's take a look. I've set up a pre-sales org. This org is associated with numerous stores, but the important thing to note here is I can define a product once, or a bundle, or a hierarchy, price books, catalogs. All these can be defined a single time and then shared out to each of those related storefronts. Those individual stores may be a franchise model or a distributor model, or again, they're going to get a master catalog that they may adopt entirely, or they may adopt and then manipulate in their own individual store. In my example here, I've created 4 master products. I've defined all the attribution, the related schema around these products. I've then associated a price book for this set of items and put them all into a catalog. So brand one catalog, along with its related price book products, is shared with my individual stores. So let's take a look at those stores. I have a number of them here. And let's go ahead and look into the pre-sales store. When we go to products, the first thing that's going to become clear is now we get to see these org level products as part of my own store's list of products. I have some products though that are unique to just my store. There's no org designation here for my demo product that I've created just for this store. Again, same thing we see up in the hierarchies here. Org level, store level, okay? Same thing for catalogs, org level, store level. So I can either adopt this catalog, I can adopt the individual hierarchies, I can clone any of these. I can come in here and say, yep, gifts is fine, but now I want to duplicate that and then make changes to it and now make it my own gift category, or I use the shared gifts right from the org level structure. So again, this makes managing multiple middle Bs very easy, and the master B can now share to all those individual stores. A great example of this is in our customer Orgill, who is the world's largest independently owned hardlines distributor. They have annual sales exceeding $3.7 billion, and they serve more than 13,000 retail locations across the US. They also support stores in Canada, and they are in the process of rolling out a B2B2C storefront to all of their independent stores so that they can run a commerce experience leveraging that full Orgill catalog. Each of these local hardware stores carries a subset of the total Orgill catalog, and Orgill then makes it available so that a independent store can now tap into the full breadth of the Orgill catalog. Now I have access to a test environment here. We can see partially some of the setup here. I'll have to tell you how it looks a little bit different in reality, but in the Orgill test, they've created a single hierarchy. What they do is then map that hierarchy across each of their DCs. They have 8 distribution centers across US and Canada. And for each of those, they've then set up a catalog that reflects their suggested retail pricing, benchmark retail pricing, and they can then share these to each of their independent stores. Those stores then leverage a templated storefront that they can change the look and feel and branding around and integrate their own local inventory so that their individual customers can shop the Orgill catalog. Elliott's Hardware, again, they have an equally large set of catalog of hierarchies that they're leveraging here. And we can see across these, I'm also showing the land and plant care, a little bit different name. They actually changed because they do more than just lawn care here. And they do have a full e-commerce experience. And they've also integrated with their in-store inventory. So we have pickup at the store. We can see the quantities available for each of these. I can shop my store or say, you know what, just show me the full Orgill catalog. Now I can buy things that'll be fulfilled from a local distribution center to this customer of Elliott's. And then finally, a couple other examples here. Here's Hardware Now site. Looks fairly similar to what we saw on the Sawgrass. Again, they have a catalog here where I could search across brand and categories. Orgill is on a path to launching hundreds of these stores, all powered around that org and store concept.